Hi Grace, I heard you're not feeling well. I really hope you get better soon. And here's a quick practice video to review a few things and teach you a few new things. So starting off, we're going to be on that handout I gave you, walking in a minor key. Also, you'll need to get out your sticky note that has the metronome ladders on it. Last week you were on the week 1 metronome ladder, going up by 2s and 3s. Now you've graduated to the week 2 metronome ladder, going up by 5s. So if you start at 60, it should be 60, 65, 70, 75, and so on. Keep going as high as you can. So here's the very first line with metronome at 60. Now, something special I want you to think about this week is your third finger. Your third finger on each string has an open string cousin. So let's take third finger on A string, for example. What note is third finger on A string? I'll give you a few seconds to answer. That is a D. So third finger on A is D. When you get to that D, it should match with your open D. So I want you to check your third finger on each string with its open string cousin. I'll do one more for you. Second line is your D string. What is third finger on D string called? Give you a few seconds to answer. Good, yes, it's G. Good job. So third finger on D is G, and when we get to that note, it should match with open G. The only line that's not going to have an open string cousin is the third line, because third finger on G is C and we don't have a C string. Okay? All right, do the last line as well. Match your third finger on the E string with your open A. They should sound the same. All right, so that's the first part. Then we're gonna go on to Gavotte. I heard your Gavotte over the phone, I believe. So that's the first line. I hope that that's still sounding good, and I'm just going to assume that you can go on to the second line now. So for the second line, let's review the words. It should be, I can play this long gavotte just like you two. Dr. Suzuki would like that too. One more time. I can play this long gavotte just like you two. Dr. Suzuki would like that too. Okay, so with those words, you should have noticed that the first 2 lines, or the first 2 measures of the second line are the same as the first 2 measures of the first line. First 2 measures of the second line are the same as the first 2 measures of the first line. So those are really, really easy. You should know exactly where your best friend fingers are. here. So 2 sets of best friend fingers. Going on to the next part, this is measures 7 and 8. Now there's a lot of skips in measures 7 and 8, so we're not going to see very many best friend fingers. Now I do want you to make extra sure that you're playing a C sharp on the G string with your 4th finger, a low 4. Okay? Now after that, your next best friend finger is in measure 8. Between C sharp and D. So 2 and 3 are stuck together. That means we're back to high 2 in measure 8. So you should mark that so you don't forget that it's a high 2 and that C sharp and D are best friend fingers. Okay? So I hope that's helpful. Let me make sure I didn't have anything else for you. Sorry, that was a long moment of silence. I was just thinking. What I would like you to do is now add a metronome ladder for at least line 1. You could try lines 1 and 2. So on your sticky note metronome ladder, if you add a 3rd column or an additional column, whatever, and just label it gavotte, you can start your own metronome ladder for gavotte. So a good starting tempo for that, it might be 60, let me see, maybe not 60, 60 might be too fast. So my metronome is at 50. I think that's a great starting point. And if you can play it in tune with the correct rhythm, with all your bow retakes at 50, then go up by 2 clicks to 52. If that sounds good, go up by 3 clicks to 55, and then 2, 57, 3, 60. So you'd be going up by 2s and 3s. Now, please don't just stop at 60. If you're able to keep going, I think it would be great if you could get to sort of a performance tempo on this, which would be pretty fast. So that's 92. But even Grace, if you could get it up to 80, that would be fantastic. Okay, so let's aim for 80 actually. 92 might be a little fast actually, so don't try that. So from 50 all the way to 80, working by 2s and 3s. Okay, so happy practicing. I hope this was helpful. See you next week. Bye.